check out the podcast. It's on iTunes. Gonna be dropping every Monday night. This week's a special one, the UFC 202. Around the corner, I'm gonna have my fight prediction as well. And also, I got a great show set up for your weekly MMA news. Check it out. It's on iTunes right now. I cannot say any more. Everybody, it's Eddy from MMA, back here on the East Coast in studio, getting ready for my favorite time of year, and that's when Conor McGregor steps into the octagon and that cage door is finally shut, and it is now his time to get his redemption, and it's Nate's time to show the world what he is made of, and that he can stand in there with some of the best. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. Like us on Facebook and subscribe down below. And also, guys, I got the podcast set up for tonight. I'm going to give a complete breakdown of the week of MMA and everything that you need to know and catch up on in case you're at work or whatever you're doing. If you don't have Apple, that's all right, because we are also on podbean.com. So whether you're at the gym, whether you're going tanning, because I know it's been damn hot outside this week, and there's been spiders everywhere. It just rained all week. Angie Jabs keeps walking in the spider webs, and it's just a hot one out there. So if you're going out for a tan and get some sun out there, definitely check out Pure Evil MMA. It's right on iTunes and podbean.com. We're going to be reviewing UFC 202 tonight. I'm going to be giving you my breakdown for Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. I cannot wait for this matchup to happen again. Conor McGregor has his chance to redeem himself and show the world that he did make mistakes that night, but he is one of the best out there and that he can go up to 170. I'm going to give you the reasons why I think this, and also what Nate can do in this fight now that he has a full training camp and he's going to be prepared for this fight against Conor McGregor, because it is not an easy fight for either fighters. They're both nightmares in there. Conor McGregor just had his speech in his own gym this week, and during the conference, he which was really uplifting. They were talking about the Mayweather fight. He was like, Mayweather's out there collecting my money, and once he's got that $100 million, then he'll come talk to me. He also acknowledged to Ric Flair that, this is the fight game. This isn't a script. This isn't a man drama. This is the fight game. And yeah, you can make all the talk you want, all the show that you want, but Conor, he's got to go in there and he's got to prove himself and back up every word that he has popped out. And you see him lose one fight and the world is on him. We saw this with Ronda as well. He also acknowledges that he was taken off UFC 200 for, the main and the co-main event, and those two fighters both popped. And of course, he's referring to John Bones Jones and Brock Lesnar, who were supposed to save UFC 200. So people are now calling this the real UFC 200. So I cannot wait for this. He also acknowledged his off strategy in this last fight, and I'm going to break that down for you right now. So coming into this fight, Nate Diaz has a 2-inch reach advantage. He's also 3 years the elder, and he's 3 inches taller than Conor McGregor. But Conor also has 2-inch reach advantage when it comes to kicking, and we did not see that in the last fight. Usually we'll see Conor go in there, lull you to sleep with his movements, break you down with those leg kicks straight to the body, and then come in with the 1-2. We did not see that here. With Nate, he was going in with 1-2s, and then the uppercut, and just draining himself out. And especially when you saw that cut open up on him. Nate is long. He has great boxing. He stands heavy on that left leg, though. And Conor needs to break that down. Nate is always open for that leg kick. He has to be looking for that. Also, Nate has an amazing 1-2 slip that he's always infamous on, and he'll stand and trade with you. And Conor made the mistake of doing that with Nate. And Nate's boxing definitely showed to be, the better of the two. And that's not what Conor is there for. That's not what got Conor to the dance, so to say. Conor has to keep moving and circling around Diaz, break him down slowly. Conor kept foiling on that uppercut in that 1-2, and he was trying to get Nate leaning in, because every time Nate, tries to make that counter, he leans in an awful lot and he'll get caught. Not only is he standing heavy on that left foot, and when Conor saw, Nate's right eye bleeding the way it was when it broke open in that first round, and Conor was on top at the end of that first round, that's right. And, once that second round started, Conor came out with that spin kick to the head, landing on Nate. He was landing every single connection with that kick. I don't know why he kept going there. And the reason probably is because he saw that cut opening up. And it was really bad. And he kept connecting with it every time. Nate would lean in and he would clip him with it. He landed every time for the first 2 minutes of that second round. Nate threw him up against the cage, and he just started pounding, connecting, hurt Conor. Conor fell backwards, escaped it, and saw that Nate was also tired, clips him again with what was the last of the gas tank there. And Nate was like, oh shit, I got him. Clips him with that left hand, and that's that moment when we saw Conor stumble. And of course, we all felt this pause during the live fight. And if you haven't seen the live fight, definitely check it out, because it's on YouTube right now, free for everybody to watch. But, Conor threw that half-ass kick, and he was just winded. And once Nate connected with that left hand, Conor was just steamed, and Nate went in for that kill. And we all know what happened after that. It was a wrap. And that was, what a night. My argument is he was not used to being at 170 pounds. He did take that fight on short notice as well, even though Nate did too. Nate was training for a triathlon. Nate is a little more comfortable at that weight, in my opinion. And they kept one-upping each other, and that's what happened. That's how the fight settled on to 170 pounds. And Conor was like, yeah, let's do it. Any fight, anytime, anywhere. I do not care. So that backfired on him. He was not used to walking around at that weight level. And what did we see in the fight with Conor versus Mendes? What did Conor do there that made him, elite in that fight to break down Mendes the way he did, even though Mendes had those heavy hits and even brought Conor down to the mat 4 times? Conor threw those leg kicks, landing to the body. He covers distance very well in that fight. He doesn't overuse that 1-2. He only uses it once in a while. And like Robin Black calls it, the lightning shot, where he just opens up with that powerful left hand that will drop anyone when used at the right time. He saves that left hand for the counters. He kicks to the body, breaks it down piece by piece, then he finishes you with the kick. Conor was trying to go toe-to-toe with Nate, and he just couldn't outbox him. You can't outbox Nate. Nate has boxed with some of the most elite boxers out there. You can't do that, man. So Conor, of course, is saying that he has a lot of changes that he has made for this fight. So I'm interested in what you guys think about this fight. What is going to happen? Who is going to win this? Make sure to let us know on our Facebook page. Coming into this fight with Nate Diaz, Conor has been on an absolute tear. Coming in, beating Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo, and of course he was going up there to fight RDA at 155 pounds after beating Jose Aldo, winning that belt. And he played a lot of mind games. Conor definitely worked that into some of his game, which did not work against Nate. However, this time around, it does seem like Conor's getting into Nate's head this time. It does seem that way. And now Conor is coming back in. He knows what mistakes he has made. He wasn't doing what got him to the dance, like I keep saying. He was really trying to make a show of Diaz, where he was really trying to live up to that second round knockout like he was talking about all that time. Really trying to back up his talk, because he's done it in the past every time he said it. We saw the same thing with Ronda Rousey in that Holly Holm fight, where she really had the expectation of beating people within 30 seconds of that first round. If you went into the second round with Ronda Rousey, you were in uncharted territory. And if you went past the mark of what Conor McGregor called out, you're in uncharted territory. You know that show is getting good. And that's not what happened here. Conor just gassed out. He saw that eye opening up, like I said earlier. Went in there, he kept throwing those 1-2s instead of just taking it easy. This time around is going to be different. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter, on Facebook, and right here down below. Definitely leave comments. Let me know what you guys think. I got to get going, record the podcast, so search that Pure Evil MMA on iTunes.com. It is going to be a wild night of fights, and it is only a couple days away. I have a complete breakdown for you guys on the podcast, so definitely check that out. I'm Evil Eddy from Pure Evil MMA, ProWrestlingAuthority.com. I'm out, guys. Enjoy the night.